What is up, guys? So from my last video that I posted, I took a couple of the questions that you guys asked, and I figured I will answer a few of those questions for you guys while I'm on the way to the gym. First one is Doug Miller natural? Man, you guys all love these. Is so-and-so natural questions. Seems like that's the popular, all these, is he natty, half natty, all this natty talk that's been going on for, seems like, I don't know how, the past year or so like that. But anyways, guys, this is just my opinion. So don't get on me for, if you don't like my opinion, whatever, but this is my true, honest opinion on what I think. I truly do think that Doug Miller is natural. Why? I think it helps guys if, like being a bodybuilder, if you're a bodybuilder yourself and you're natural and you've seen success as far as, you know, building the type of physique that you want, you know, and I can say, like, you know, now it's like as a pro, kind of getting to experience, you know, that next level type physique that gets you to the pro level. I just feel like at this stage in the game, a lot of physiques is going to be your genetic makeup, your genetic capabilities. And I just feel like a guy like Doug Miller, who's probably been training, you know, I think he's in his, I want to say mid-30s. You know, guys, he's probably been training for 15 years. You know what I mean? It's not like he just looked like that in the past year or so. So it's my opinion that, yes, I just think he is just an example of extreme, like top of the elite. Like, you aren't really going to see much better genetics out of someone, and that's kind of like the physique that you see. You know what I mean? So that's my opinion. I believe that Doug Miller is natural. He's just an example of many, you know, a decade plus years of training with literally just elite, top level genetics is why you see him looking the way he does. Next question. This is a good one too. Has my appetite leveled off? And the answer to that is yes, like extremely. I no longer wake up, like back in prep mode, you wake up and you're just starving. Like, you cannot wait to like eat that first meal, eat your breakfast, you know. And now, usually when I wake up, like I'm not even hungry. So a lot of times, you know, I used to love to make like eggs and a bunch of carbs and stuff like that. And usually a lot of times I find myself, if I'm not hungry, like that's the great thing about protein shakes, is it's just easier to get down. So a lot of times if my appetite isn't really going in the mornings, I'll usually just have like a protein shake with like a bagel or a couple slices of toast and a banana. So yeah, that's one thing though. And some days my appetite is high, you know, like I know sometimes too, like on days, like leg days, for example, especially when I'm like post workout, I'll notice my appetite's, you know, really high into the night, which is nice. So I can get my macros in easier. But then there's other times where I'm just like, man, it sounds crazy, and I hate you people in prep are gonna kill me when you're saying, man, I still got like 100 carbs left. I'm like, damn it, like I'm already full. So that's kind of funny how it's just so completely different from you know, from prep mode. But you guys remember too, I haven't done any cardio in I don't know how many months, but you know, that's another factor into it. As far as macros too, guys, I'm not much different from I think the last time I updated you guys. I'm still around, like, I usually do 225 to 250 grams of protein, and then as far as carbohydrates, I'm usually in the 500 range. And then for fats, that actually is one thing that I have bumped up, is my fats. I was doing about 80 to 85. Now I'm actually trying to get closer to 100. And a lot of that is because I think a lot of it's kind of like libido wise. Like I kind of felt like, I don't know, like my libido should be higher. And so actually this one thing I discussed with Steve Clevo a while back, and he recommend like bumping up my fats to 100. So this is one of those things that I usually now I try to aim for getting at least 100 grams of fat in a day. So I have to add in like a lot of extra like I usually do a lot more like whole eggs, almonds. I have these like cashew nut clusters from Costco that I use to get my fats in. I buy like regular Pringles now instead of the fat-free ones. So things like that. I usually cheeses. You know, I don't buy like fat-free or low-fat cheeses anymore. I just buy like regular cheese. So that's usually how I'm getting most of my my fats in. So next question. Another, is he natty? Jeff, is it? I think it's Jeff C. Jeff Side. Either way, it's one of those. He's a harder case for me because I think he's still a teenager, right? Isn't he 18, 19? Maybe I'm wrong. 18, 19 with a, very impressive, stands up there with guys that have probably, that are mid-20s, late 20s, 30s, and, he's a men's physique IFBB pro. So he's a little bit more where I'm kind of I'm kind of iffy, but I do think it's possible, again, if he's, just top of the chain genetics. I think he said he's been lifting since he was like a kid. So he's more, to me, it's like a gray area. So yes, I do believe there's a chance, like again, if he's elite genetics, has been on his training and nutrition for 10 plus years, maybe. Well, no, if he's 18, no. Let's say maybe 5+ years. Yeah, like I said, he's a little bit more gray area, guys. I don't know. But then they mentioned, okay, go into like Mike O'Hearn, Cali Muscle. Okay, to me, those are like, I don't even have to think. Those are 110% obvious. No, they're not natural. Like, like, again, like as a natural bodybuilder myself, especially at the top level, in natural bodybuilding, you get to see like, okay, we'll take like a Doug Miller, for example. It's a top level natural pro, like literally known as like one of the best natural pros ever. And then look at him next to like a Mike O'Hearn or a Cali Muscle. They literally make Doug Miller look, I would say, for the most part, like if you took like stage weight into consideration, they would be like literally dwarfing him almost as far as like muscle size. Impossible, guys. You cannot look like a Mike O'Hearn or a Cali Muscle natural. Sorry, like they're just usually, in my opinion, using the natural card as far as for the reputations and things like that. They don't want kids that idolize them and things like that on their YouTubes, on maybe their supplement companies that they're providing. They don't want to have the label as, being a steroid user. So that's why most of these guys, market themselves as being natural and things like that. So no, they are definitely not, like, I'm not even questioning. It's definitely not, it's impossible to achieve those types of physiques naturally. And then the last thing that I wanted to discuss, this is kind of a funny situation, is have any of you guys participated in NoFap? Interesting discussion, right? It's one thing that I think it was back in early December. I can't remember how it got started, but somebody kind of posted an article on it. And I've heard about it for a long time. I've just never really got into it, and I was kind of reading into it, and the benefits of it made sense. So I kind of figured, you know what, hey, I'm going to try it. I remember at the time, I think Steve Clevo was trying it with me, and we kind of joked about it, but I think he literally only made it like a day, and then he was out. But I was like finding myself, and again, maybe that's kind of why I bumped up my fats. So I was kind of surprised that I was able to week in, week out. I think I lasted like almost a month where I literally went through and did like NoFap. And a lot of people claim like, oh, they feel a million times better, they feel way stronger in the gym. I can honestly say that I didn't really experience any positive benefits of doing NoFap for that long. So to me, it's, if I was to look back and say, was it worth it? I'm like, my honest opinion is probably no. So, and plus too, like, this is a little personal, but like your balls are aching and stuff like that. So it's just one of those things that, I don't know, guys. I don't know, some of you guys that I see do it for month after month. I don't know how you manage, but Anyways, guys, I'm actually going to be uploading an upper body, like a chest and tricep workout for you guys here tonight. So expect that, and then also have some footage from another leg workout that has like squats and some I think it's like some stiff leg deadlifts on a 45-pound power plate that I stole from. I've been noticing that Brandon Campbell, I think it's with Campbell Fitness. I really like his channel, by the way. I've been stealing some of his stuff that he's been doing for his accessory work. So I tried those out the other day, so those will be featured in the video as well. So anyways, guys, have a great weekend. And if any of you guys are watching the NFL playoffs, you better be rooting for my Seattle Seahawks, guys. My prediction, Seahawks win, 49ers win, and it's a rematch in the NFC Championship game against the Seattle Seahawks and the 49ers at Qwest Field, or sorry, at CenturyLink Field now, to decide on who's going to the Super Bowl. That's my predictions. And of course, I got to pick my Seahawks in that game. I mean, look at what are the past 2 times the 49ers have came to Seattle. What has happened, guys? Look at the scores. I will say, though, I hate to admit this, but I really think that the 49ers are peaking at the right time and are playing. Once they got Crabtree back and things like that, their offense now is on a whole new level. So they are that team, I'm not going to lie. If we end up playing them in the NFC Championship game, I am going to be nervous. We will have to play our absolute best in order to advance to the Super Bowl. But first, we got to beat the Saints tomorrow, guys. So anyways, that's my... Sorry, no AFC love. I'm not really. I don't care as much about the AFC, but I do. If I was to pick, I would probably go Patriots over Colts, Broncos over San Diego Chargers. Those are like the safe picks. I do think that there's chances that either one of those other teams could definitely beat their opponents, but I'm going with the safe picks. All right, guys, have a good